What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Look, Tennessee fans, we don't need a reason. We don't need an excuse to create a hostile environment inside of Neyland Stadium. You look at the last couple of home games, a win over Florida, a win over Alabama. Wait, did I just say that? Did I just say that freshman quarterback Nico Iamaleava in his first year as a starter has wins over Alabama and Florida? I think that's what I said. But look, we don't need an excuse to create the electric environments. Checker Neyland against Florida. We had an orange out against Alabama. And by the way, if somehow you missed it, if somehow you missed what the Tennessee media team does, we got dark mode coming up against Kentucky. Look, do all that YouTube stuff for me. Smash the thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. We're going to be live tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Reed Bacon and Kyler Kirbyson, Pancakes and Bacon will be in the house. Going to be a fun show, but let's jump right into it. Again, Tennessee fans, we don't need an excuse. We don't need a reason to create a hostile environment, but dark mode, night game in Neyland Stadium against Kentucky. I think we're going to bring the energy. I think you guys probably saw this last week going around the internet. Josh Heupel questioned during the press conference about a certain Alabama broadcaster mentioning crowd noise in Neyland Stadium. Let's listen to his response.
Josh, you've always made a point about the impact that the Tennessee crowd has on the game. You did a minute ago. When you hear the suggestion that some of that's artificial, what's your reaction to that?
I had not heard that. Neyland doesn't need anything fake piped into the stadium for that to be the loudest place in America. Hopefully our fans take that personal and enjoy this bye week and come back, and we'll be louder than ever the next time we're at home.
Challenge accepted. If you're going to the game, Josh Heupel says, hopefully our fan base took that personally. Rest, recover, get ready during the bye week, and bring the noise on Saturday night when Kentucky comes to town. Now, some people think Kentucky's a rivalry game. How do you feel about the Kentucky Wildcats? Because, look, I mean, we sell a shirt around here that says Kentucky's Daddy, and there's a reason for that. You can get it at bonfire.com/store/talkinballs, but we sell that shirt for a reason, right? We've got beat Georgia and beat Bama, Buck Fama, FUGA, all those rivalry shirts. But the shirt says Kentucky's Daddy for a reason. Why is that? Well, it's because, look, man, I was born in 1981, and Tennessee has only lost to Kentucky 5 times in my entire life. 26 straight wins from 1985 until 2010. We are expected to beat Kentucky. We are Kentucky's daddy. We own the Kentucky Wildcats. That's why you got the guys from Kentucky Sports Radio making videos, screaming and yelling and crying. Can we please just beat Tennessee? That's what we're expected to do, but you throw in dark mode. You throw in the challenge from Coach Heupel to bring the noise. And then you look at this matchup, and Tennessee's favored by 16 points. Kentucky's coming off of 3 straight losses. They're going to have to come into that hostile environment. Oh, and by the way, Josh Heupel is pretty dang good playing at home, playing in front of the home fans in Neyland Stadium. Only one loss, and that's to Georgia in the last 3 seasons. Kentucky's really bad on offense, 121st in the country in scoring offense. 119th in total offense. They play decent defense, but where they struggle is stopping the run. They give up 132 yards a game. That's 52nd in the country. Meanwhile, Tennessee leads the SEC in rushing. Dylan Sampson has 838 yards and 17 touchdowns on the season already. He already has more carries in 2024 than Jalen Wright had the entire season in 2023. So I look for Dylan Sampson to have a field day against the Kentucky Wildcats on Saturday night in Neyland Stadium. But if dark mode If the Tennessee media team with the Venom thing there, if that doesn't give you a little bit more fire, if Coach Heupel and the accusations of piping in crowd noise, if that doesn't give you just a little bit extra on Saturday night, I think we need to look back to the offseason. And I think we need to look at a former Tennessee offensive tackle that has taken many opportunities to go to social media and run his mouth, many opportunities to talk about Tennessee. You guys remember what Gerald Mincey had to say all off season long? This is an article from Rocky Top Talk. Bust them in the mouth. Former Tennessee offensive tackle Gerald Mincey continues to talk trash after the transfer to Kentucky. You can go down and he talks about the negative comments, talks about how he played with a hurt knee all season long, and people called him a quitter. People called him out. People talked about him transferring. You see the quote here. I know a lot of you guys love it. I did love being a volunteer, but shit. Gerald says, shit, business is business. But then he continues to talk. He just can't. Gerald Mincey cannot keep his mouth shut. And guess what? Saturday night, Neyland Stadium, the rent is due. Your teammates are going to have to pay for all this trash that you talked all offseason. He says, I think I owe it all to the Kentucky fans to handle business on November 2nd. I seem to remember another guy that transferred out from Tennessee and transferred to a rival team. And he said it's just business. That certain player, Henry To'oTo'o, came back to Neyland Stadium in 2022, and he found out just how much Tennessee was about business. Now you got Gerald Mincey saying the same thing. Owe it to Kentucky fans to handle business on November 2nd. So I'm excited for that. Kentucky has to do more to earn it. I'm glad. I love the underdog role. So when we go there November 2nd to Neyland, we bust him in the mouth, we can put the standard back over here. I know Gerald Mincey's young. Back over here? When was the standard ever Kentucky football? Ever. I don't think you're going to be putting any standard back over there. There's more to it than that. You know, Gerald Mincey took every opportunity he could in front of the media. If he could take to Twitter, whenever he could talk about it, we saw prior to the season, asked about the tempo that Kentucky's running, said it's, you know, talks about how much faster it is than Tennessee's. Where's that been? I don't recall seeing that. Again, Kentucky's offense is absolutely awful. 121st in scoring offense, 119th in total offense, 124th in passing offense, 85th in rushing offense. Terrible. They've got a horrible offense that they are bringing into Neyland Stadium on Saturday night. And by the way, we got one of the best defenses. Correction. We have the best defense in the country that they're going to go head-to-head against. Gerald Mincey also took time to go to Twitter. When Campbell went down early in the year with an injury, Gerald Mincey goes to Twitter, and all he puts is LOL. I guess he thinks it's funny. He took the time to retweet this earlier in the month. Ryan Sylvia tweets out, Tennessee's two worst graded offensive players by PFF in the loss to Arkansas were starting tackles. Lance Hurd, 42.2, and John Campbell, 47.4. You can see right here, Gerald Mincey decides to retweet that. Any opportunity he could get to take a shot at Tennessee football, he did it. Like I said earlier in the video, the rent is due. So the challenge has been laid out before us from Josh Heupel. The challenge has been laid out before us. Dark mode, night game. Gerald Mincey's ran his mouth all off season long. The rent is due on Saturday night. Tennessee favored by 16. We've seen them take steps the last couple of games offensively. Saw a little bit more against Florida. We saw Nico kind of start to turn the corner in the second half of that Alabama game. That throw to Dante Thornton. The injury, first and foremost. I thought he had a little fire in him. Now, I've heard rumors out there. I don't know what's true and what's just people talking, that Nico likes to get hit. He likes physicality. And and we saw that with Joe Milton. Joe liked to get hit. He had a little pep in his step after he got hit. I don't think necessarily he wanted to get hit, but once he did, he had a fire in him. Maybe Nico needs that. Maybe Nico's the kind of fighter that needs to get punched in the mouth to know he's in a fight. If that's the case, let's run him. Let's get physical. After the injury, we saw the connection to Dante Thornton. We saw the connection to Chris Brazzell. We're starting to take steps. It's Saturday night in Neyland Stadium when it all finally comes together. What are your thoughts? Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the Talkin Vols merchandise, bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. Also, shout out to all the members of the channel. Could not do this without you. If you want to help support us, think about hitting that join button. You can do so for as little as $1 a month. The more you give, the more access you get to the fan call-in shows, all kinds of fun perks and benefits. We appreciate that. Again, don't forget Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Pancakes and bacon will be in the house. And then tonight at 6:30, EA Sports College Football, talking all things Tennessee football. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin Vols Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.